What do you see as the biggest challenges in your field?
We're not part of the tanker industry as such, but tankers, of course, are users of bunkers like anybody else, and they're involved in transporting products around the world. So for us, the challenge would be to get the users of bunkers to speak to the suppliers of bunkers so that we together can work out what the issues are and how we can best approach them.
And in your paper, what were the key points you were looking to get across?
The paper I presented today was on the challenges with the global sulphur cap, and my key point is that although we have a decision based on a paper that suggests that there will be sufficient availability in 2020, we must not ignore the challenges around that. We all hope to achieve the 2020 sulphur cap with 0.5 fuels, and the market will do its utmost, I'm sure, to get the right products to the market. But there are some markets which, because of the way they're structured, they will really struggle with that. Also, one of the points we're trying to get across is that the 0.5 fuels are not going to be distillates. That's something we assumed in the past. Now we are assuming much more that these products will be blends. There will be a fair amount of heavy fuel oils involved in those blends and various other refinery streams. So we need to be really, really careful when it comes to producing these blends to make sure that they behave appropriately. There will be some challenges. There might be some teething problems in terms of the quality, which we have seen before with low sulfur fuel blends. So there are many things to look out for here.
A word or two about price differentials.
A word or two about price differential. Well, they are crucial in as much as they decide the extent to which scrubbers, for example, will be an ideal solution. And everybody thinks that scrubbers will be a bit of a no-brainer almost for 2020 because the price differential between high sulfur fuel oils and the 0.5 fuels will be such that they should have a very quick return on investment. It's difficult to say, though, because we have seen this differential between marine gas oil and 380 centistokes, for example, vary from 300 to 200. Back at the end of the 1990s, it was 50, but oil prices were extremely low then. So supply pressure might increase that delta, but if there's plenty of supply, it will diminish. And it will also vary a lot depending on the base oil price.
Finally, how would you assess industry readiness for 2020?
How ready is the industry? At the moment, I think a lot of people are still observing, thinking about what they're going to do, but without having made the decisions and kind of hoping for the best to some extent. Oil majors have started looking at the options, for sure, and I think oil majors will be able to meet the demand from their own clients. But, you know, the majority of ships do not buy fuels directly from the oil majors, so what about everybody else? And in terms of the big fuel blenders, I'm sure they're looking at this with great interest as well. But then we come into this issue of what are these fuel blends going to look like, and we need due care and attention.